Now, if you remember, on the 14 and 15 were counted as extra credit because I neglected to put them on the study guide. And that actually, which meant you were given, it was like I subtracted from 100 the things you missed, but there was 10 points that wasn't even included. So, and you could have gotten 10 points for getting them, which made it extra. So here we go on this one. Remember the first step, we have like two different ways we can solve this particular kind of problem. We could factor the denominators, find the least common denominator, multiply both sides by the least common denominator. That would have canceled all the denominators. But because this is a proportion, right, a fraction equals a fraction, you can also cross multiply. And that gives you 3 times x squared minus 1, that's this, equals x plus 1, 1 times x plus 1. And if you simplify, get everything on one side, 0 on the other, that's a quadratic. So you solve it like a quadratic. And you could have solved it by quadratic formula, by graphing, by factoring. They all would have worked at this one. The correct answers, well, what you would have got, the result of the quadratic formula would have been two answers, 4/3 and -1. Right? But if you plug that -1 back in here or here, you're dividing by 0. Right? That's an extraneous solution. So actually, it's not a solution. The only solution was 4/3. Right? If you would have graphed, no. If you would look like, you could put it like on your calculator on the y equals, on the first line if you put this, and on the second line you put this, and see how many places they intersect. It's only going to be 1. It wouldn't be 2. Okay. And the 15 was this one here. And again, this one, we don't have the option of cross multiplying because it's not a fraction equals a fraction. You're going to have to find the least common denominator. In this case, it was x times x plus 2. That's right. It'd be a little bit big. Multiply every term by the least common denominator, because when you do that, because it is the least common denominator, it will cancel all the denominators, right? X plus 2 cancels x plus 2. Right? And then you have an equation which is not even a rational equation anymore, and you'll solve it however you solve it. And this one, the x squareds canceled. We had 1x squared on both sides. They canceled. And all that was left was x plus 2 equals 2x. Subtract x from both sides, x equals 2. Check it out. Does not lead to a divide by 0, so that was the answer.